All right, first up then, Omnichannel beauty and personal care product platform that is Purplle has raised 1,000 crore rupees in funding led by an arm of Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. This participation from other marquee investors. It already has marquee investors like R&D Capital, Premji Invest and Sequoia backing the company. So let's connect with them to talk a little bit more about their long-term plans. We've got with us Manish Taneja, co-founder and CEO at Purplle.com. Thanks so much for taking time out. So cumulatively, I understand that you've raised over $500 million. Your pre-money valuation has increased to $1.25 billion, if I'm correct. Tell us a little bit more about what the valuation picture stands at now, if you can.
Like you just mentioned, Avanne, this is 1.25 to $1.3 billion. That's what the round happened at.
Okay, fair enough. Now let's also talk a little bit about your plans. You plan to look at more offline stores. What are you doing with these funds? Are you looking at more hybrid modes of shopping for customers as well?
Look, so, I would say there are three key pillars of Purpple's success, and we continue to invest in those. I think the first one is our technology capability. If you were to consider a company of our size, I think we were one of the first movers in machine learning and AI, a few years ago. At that point in time, we used to call it machine learning and not AI. But, we continue to invest heavily in technology capabilities because that's what makes us incrementally, significantly more efficient at doing what we do. I think the second area is expanding our warehouses and getting closer and closer to customers. Today we have 14 warehouses. We want to increase that number. And so that's another area of investment, I would say. I think the third area of investment would be building more products that our consumers love. So expanding our R&D capabilities, would be the third important area. And last, we are experimenting with our stores, our own EBOs. We have 10 of them right now. Currently, I would say they are still not past the product market fit stage. But I think once we gain comfort on being able to run our EBOs profitably, then I think that would become another important focus area for the company.
Manoj, your target market is in tier 2 and 3 cities. Tell us a little bit more about the cities in which you're heavily penetrated, your plans to open more stores, and what's the game plan when it comes to CapEx for offline stores?
Our consumers are, I would say, more middle-class consumers of India. So someone who earns between, let's say, 5 lakh rupees to 25 lakh rupees a year as annual household income. That's really who our consumer is. So she can reside anywhere in sort of suburban parts of Mumbai to, let's say Nasik in near Mumbai. I would say top 100 cities now contribute to only 50% of our top line. So, our business is very diversified. It's coming from small cities in India. For example, a state like Kerala, we would get like maybe 60-70% of our orders from as high as 40-50 cities in Kerala. So look, the business is quite diversified. It's we are growing deeper and deeper into tier 2 and tier 3 consumer base. And that's how Purplle has been growing over the last 6 years. And to your question on stores and plans for stores, like I mentioned, we are a very, I would say, circumspect kind of a company. We love to first succeed at a product market fit level. Like I mentioned, we've opened 10 stores. While they're doing well, I think we are yet to achieve product market fit in our offline business, which is our stores business. So once we achieve that, then, we'll be happy to expand them at breakneck speed. But today, I think they're still in experimentation phase.
We have seen there's a lot of interest within the beauty space, a lot of players that have come up recently that are well-entrenched players, the likes of Nykaa, Tira, etc. Myntra as well, sharpening their focus when it comes to beauty. Hanasa Consumer doing the same. How are you looking at the competitive landscape?
Look, I think, people who can solve consumers' problems will do well. I think people who resort to discounting as the only means may not do so well over a long period of time. I think there has been competition over the last 12 years, ever since we started. Initially, it was Nykaa, Amazon, and Flipkart. Um, I think today at the premium end there is Tira. There is also quick commerce. They're also selling beauty and personal care products. But I think it's going to be about who can win the consumer with differentiated products, by offering to consumers what they really need and not necessarily being able to discount. Just as a case in mind, quick commerce has won consumers because of service levels. So I think it's going to be about selection. What selection do you have for your audience? It's going to be about service, and it's going to be a little bit about price as well. But yeah, look, I mean, competition is there to stay. I think competition also helps us increase the market size quite significantly. So, I think it's going to be about who can execute better.
So what kind of business growth are you seeing? You broke even at an adjusted EBITDA level 9 months ago. Tell us a little bit more about what led to that. And you're growing at twice the rate of the beauty e-commerce space, I understand. What's fueling this growth, and will you continue it?
Like I mentioned, we had been profitable in the past, but then for the last 2, 3, 4 years, I think we were unprofitable at a quarterly level. We broke even at the adjusted EBITDA levels, which is basically EBITDA before ESOPs hit about in the OND quarter, so the October, November, December quarter of last year. Since then, we make more profits than we made in the previous quarter. So quarter on quarter, our profits are increasing. What's leading to this kind of performance? I would say, our very sharp focus on these tier 2 and tier 3 consumers, as I said, the middle class of India. So we are a very focused company that only services these consumers. We try to service them the best possible way, better than anybody else can. We also create a lot of content that reaches out to these consumers and potentially goes viral in multiple languages in India. That helps us market to these consumers much, much better than what any other medium would do. And last, I would say, the brand is getting really, really strong in tier 2 and tier 3 India in various parts of India. For example, I think in Kerala, we would be the #1 beauty player in terms of number of people shopping from us every day. I think the same is likely to get repeated in other states in South India. And gradually, as we sort of gain dominance in these states, we obviously want to cover more and more states in India. So it's been a very methodical, execution around marketing, around giving consumers the right supply that they need, and giving consumers exceptionally good service that they sort of deserve. I think these are the three things that have led to great performance over the last 3, 4 years. And I think it's all been powered by our use of AI and machine learning.
So give us more perspective then in terms of the numbers, if you can, in terms of what your revenue run rate is projected to be. What kind of margins do you work with?
Well, look, that's not something that I am in a position to share with you, but I can assure you that we are now into healthy single-digit EBITDA margins, adjusted EBITDA. We should be able to continue this trajectory going forward in the next few quarters.
So you've got a number of in-house labels, 6 to be precise. Tell us a little bit more about whether you're looking to change the product offering, what new products you're looking at.
Look, so we operate in beauty and personal care category. So we have 6 brands that are sort of operating in these categories. We have our largest brand is called Faces Canada, which operates in the masstige makeup space. Faces Online should be one of the fastest growing large makeup brands in the country. We have a feminine hygiene brand called Carmezy. It operates in feminine hygiene space. And then, we have a brand in hair care space. It's called Alps Goodness. Again, this is one of the fastest growing, largest hair care brands in the country. Brands, I would say, above 100 crores a year. So these are some of our brands. The other ones are still, I would say small, and hence, not discussing about those. But yes, we have 6 brands and they contribute to a substantial part of our revenue as we speak today.
And you also had the largest ESOP employee stock ownership plan, a liquidity program. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, look, the ESOP liquidity program is something that I'm quite proud of. It takes a village to raise a child, and when we're very thankful alongside us. We have a lot of people who joined us many years ago and have now completed over 5 years with Purplle. So we've had a very attractive ESOP plan for our employees. It's a wealth creation mechanism for people outside of their cash or salary compensation. And, we've so far done ESOP buyback of about 75 crores, out of which 50 crores happened just now. There are over 300 employees at Purplle who have access to ESOPs. 28% of them are women. Look, so couldn't be happier, but I think this is just the beginning. People, the kind of ESOPs people are liquidating in this round are not even, 10-15% of the ESOPs they hold. So, people are still holding on to 85% of the ESOPs they don't want to sell because they feel that the value will increase over the next 2-3 years. And I couldn't be more thankful. So, this is just the start. I think Purplle has the potential to make a lot of people crorepatis in India, in the next 3-4 years.
All the very best. Thank you for joining in.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.